My name's Richard Marchant. I'm a curator in the entomology department at the Museum of Victoria, and my interest is in the aquatic invertebrates, especially the aquatic insects of rivers and streams. I started in the early 2000s and I spent 5 years anyway coming down here very regularly looking at the populations of 2 species of caddisflies in this lower section of the Cumberland River. To actually get specimens, we use a netting technique. The idea here is to disturb the bottom of the riverbed right in front of the mouth of the net, and the current picks up the light material, which are all the aquatic animals, the invertebrates, and washes them into the net, and thus we can get a sample. In December 2015, bushfires burnt through Wye River, and one of the concerns was from the Park Service that such fires would have damaged the rivers. After the bushfire, a lot of the sediment washed into the stream, and it's the sediment that washes in that does damage to the fauna. Very few of these animals can withstand sedimentation of the riverbed because they like to live in between the crevices, and if the crevices get filled up with sediment, then of course they're no longer available. We wanted to produce something that would be of use to the Park Service, and the first thing we did was photograph adults during the day on the stream bed itself. Colours of many of these animals can be quite distinctive, but these are the features that are lost when we collect the animals themselves and put them into alcohol. So one of the benefits of doing this work has been seeing the animals in their natural colours.
So the first stage that we did was just pretty much actively photographing animals that are sitting on the rocks, that are in the river. I mean, I pretty much just use standard macro photography techniques. The flashes are on the front of the camera so there's no shadow, and the camera's set up just to photograph things that are really small. The trick that we needed to do though was, because there was no way of IDing or identifying the animals from the photographs, we needed to also collect them. So I photographed the animals, and then I used a puta, a suction device, to suck them up, record them, and then they go to the museum for the collection. So that process is sort of building a voucher collection at Museum Victoria that are photos of the caddisflies in this region. So the next step was to look at the night time. So all of the caddisflies will be flying around this area at night. It's a really active time.
We have a high-speed photographic setup that's actuated by laser beams, and the idea was, by setting this up on the riverbank, we would be able to capture pictures of caddisflies flying around at night.
Well, that was great fun, and we used a lot of different sort of technology to do that. It was also challenging. And so my third step, it's been a long process, was to take some of these rocks back to the museum and let all of the larvae emerge and photograph them in a captive environment. This is the aquarium system that I built for this project, and it's really just made to replicate the conditions in the Cumberland. Essentially, it's 4 separate rivers. We also control the temperature of the water so that it matches the Cumberland River, and we control the light, so we've got the same daylight cycle. So each night the caddisflies will emerge and fly up into these containers, which allows me to collect them in the morning and then individually photograph them. So by adding this aquarium system to our project, has allowed us to document and photograph more species than we would have just got from working in the field.
You know, long-term studies have long been recommended by ecologists for studying all sorts of animals. And the idea is that short-term studies that last maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, never cover the full range of environmental variation that these populations are likely to be exposed to. So long-term studies will enable you to build up information about different generations quite rapidly.